Good evening, all. I welcome you all on the behalf of StudyIQ English Discourse. My name is Pritesh Maturkar. I will be your primary faculty for this wonderful sessions which are beginning from today. The sessions are titled Geography Through Maps, and in this journey, I will be covering up your basic part of geography. Apart from this, I will also be covering. Just hold on a bit. Okay. Apart from this, I will also be covering with you all some very basic important tidbits of geography from GS perspective per se. And we all are starting a very fantastic journey from today onwards. And I hope and I sincerely pray that you all will appreciate this journey with me. And in due course of time, you all will be enlightened with this wonderful discipline that is geography. And also, I genuinely want that each and every one of you should qualify civil services examination in the very first go round itself. And apart from that, I also be willing that you all cover this discipline with me wonderfully. And in due course of time, I will be taking you on a world tour. Okay, I have traveled more than 46 countries myself, so you have a very good guide present in front of you. So this guide will help you in understanding geography. This guide will help you in understanding the tidbits of geography as a discipline. So before I begin, I will just like to uh, say few words to you all, and that words are that never fall in love with geography. Like geography, but never fall in love with geography. Why so? Because if you start liking geography and if you eventually fall in love with geography, so you will end up teaching geography like me. Okay. I have not yet written the board of my name on the board yet, but in due course of time, I will do that. So please don't make the mistake that you fall in love with geography. Like geography, just don't fall in love. Otherwise, it will become very difficult for you all to focus on other disciplines per se. Okay. So I'm writing my name on the board. My name is Pritesh Maturkar. I have been coaching in different institutes throughout India. I have coached in the Mecca of UPSC, that is ORN. I have been with different faculties. I am also an optional faculty of geography. So geography is kind of liking of me. It is also love of me, and I have myself dedicated my life to studying geography and now on. So I just wish that you all get on with me wonderfully, and I sincerely hope that you all will cope up with me in due course of time, because I will be starting with the very basics of this discipline, and eventually we will start moving ahead with the little bit more advanced concepts. And in this course duration, you all will be enlightened from the prelims perspective, from the mains perspective, as well as something with regard from the interview perspective. So we will all be dealing with the concept slowly, slowly, gradually, gradually. Okay. Before I begin with this discipline, first of all, I would like to highlight three to four very important issues. Okay. As to why this thing has been started on the behalf of Study IQ. Okay. So it is increasingly evident from past 5 to 6 years that UPSC is now no more focusing only on the conventional tidbits of geography. Rather, you are having questions from geography which not only come from the conventional part, but you have the current affairs part too, and you have an interlinkage between conventional and current, and that interlinkage is based on locational analysis. Okay, so if I just summarize for you some of the questions. So, very beautiful question just came 2 years back, that how do the local mountains, or how do the local topography of mountains affect the local climate? Another question was that how the melting of Arctic is different from Antarctic. So that question brought a very big smile on my face. Why so? Because such questions require in-depth analysis. Such questions require you to understand how the melting of Arctic is different from Arctic in the sense that Arctic is basically a frozen sea surrounded by land, whereas Antarctic is a frozen land surrounded by sea. So the series which I've been beginning from today is basically focused on this aspect of UPSC civil services examination, wherein you have the amalgamation of conventional and current and interlinking with the locational thing. So this is the first thing why this series has been started. Second important thing why this series has been started, because often the aspirants, they do understand the conventional tidbits, but when it comes to locational interlinkage, their spatial and temporal skills are missing. Okay, so I will be exclusively dealing with those skills in this sessions, wherein I will be making you comfortable with maps. I'll be comfortable making you with the general geographical outline of the planet that we all live on, and that is the Earth. Okay, and the third and the most important thing, I will make you understand, I will help you grasp the concepts, and I will help you in understanding how you can use maps, how you can use your locational knowledge in answers. Because ultimately, what is our ultimate aim? That you all should score way better marks than your competitors in mains examination and, of course, in prelims. So, these three or four things need to be kept in mind, that as to why we have started this series with you all. Okay. So I'm again reiterating, my name is Pritesh Maturkar. Okay. Any current affairs, any content which I'll be discussing in this class, and any content I feel that is important, you can just do a global search on Telegram. You can just search for the channel called as Geography by Pritesh Sir. Geography by Pritesh Sir. Okay. And you can also search by a short form global search. It is Geography underscore PM. Okay. So these two things you can search on the Telegram for the current affairs material, as well as for the issues which I feel are important. I'm again reiterating, Geography by Pritesh sir, or you can do a sharing linkage by Geography underscore PM. Okay. So these two things will help you in connecting with me. And in due course of time, I'll be sharing some very interesting content, and I will also be highlighting some of the important issues that are pegging today's geography, world's geography. Okay. So before I move on, I would like to make few things clear with everyone. Okay. In the initial lectures, you all will be wondering that why I'm teaching geography from such a basic level. The thing is that geography is a conceptual discipline. It's an interconnected discipline. So mastering a discipline requires first understanding the basics of it. Okay. So the first few lectures, roughly 5 to 7 lectures from today onwards, or from let's say tomorrow onwards, we will be dealing with some very basic concepts of geography. Slowly, I will be increasing the level, and then I will be introducing with you maps, and we will do a global interlinkage. Okay. So just bear with me. That is my first request, and my sincere request with everyone. Second thing, I want that any one of you who listens to this lecture live or sees this lecture after this stream has been ended, please have a pen and copy with you. Whatever I'll be writing on the screen, you will all should jot down the points. Okay. I am a tad old school faculty, so I prefer writing on the board, and I prefer using my marker as my chalk. So this is my chalk and that is my board. Times have changed, everything has become digital. So that's the course of evolution per se. That's what I can say. But please, everyone, have a pen and copy with you. Okay. And the third thing, and I guess this is very important, once you start this journey with me, please end this journey with me only. Don't leave these lectures in the middle. Okay. Because this will be a sessions which are in a continued format. So if you are seeing lecture A and then you are directly jumping to lecture number L, that won't help you, because I will be dealing with the concept slowly and gradually. So as per your convenience, as per your time scale, please follow these lectures with utmost care. Okay. uh, any difficulties, any queries, you can reach out to me on Telegram. I will be available over there for uh, answering your queries. So you can just do my search by me by my name, Pritesh Maturkar, or of the two channels. You can just open them up and ask me if you have any difficulties. Okay. So I welcome you all formally to this very special journey with me. these I'm not calling as lectures. This I'm calling a journey, because today is your first day in this journey and you are starting as a very small apprentice level. We have to reach to the mastery level, pro level, and from there we have to go towards the excellency level. Okay, so welcome all. And before I begin, I will like to highlight three or four more important parameters with regards to this journey. Okay, so the first thing in this sessions, what will be the coverage? What will be the coverage, and what can be your reference material? What can be the reference material? So my coverage in this particular sessions will be limited to 11th NCERTs, 11th NCERTs. Okay, both the world physical environment, okay, and India physical setting. Okay, so both of the 11th NCRTs, primarily the physical geography. My coverage will be limited to GC Leong, okay, GC Leong, okay, especially the second part, especially the second part or the second half of GC Leon, okay. And third, I will be primarily focusing on current affairs too. Okay, current affairs too. But mind you, this current affairs will require understanding of some higher level concepts. So, those of you who are attempting this year, or those of you who have done your GS part beforehand attending this lecture, so you can go with the advanced level of current affairs, or otherwise, I will be just sharing some of the links of the current affairs on the channel. So, you can follow that links and you can just move ahead. So my coverage will be in this sessions will be limited to this three. Okay, and all of these three things, okay, I will be teaching through maps. I will be teaching through maps. Hence the name of the series is Geography Through Maps. Okay, maps I will be using exclusively for most of the discussion, and maps will be my sole criteria for explaining you some of the more recent geophysical phenomenon that are happening on Earth per se. Okay, so this is the coverage. Okay, now second thing, what is expected from you all? Okay, what is expected from you all, or what this series aims to achieve in all of you. Okay, so what is expected, that whatever has been taught, number one, whatever has been taught, you have to revise. You have to revise. Okay, you have to make concise notes. Okay, without revision, without note making, civil services is a dead end. Okay, so revision and notes are very important. So whatever is being taught in any day session, please see again the lecture. If you are not comfortable with my live discourse, stop, pause, play, rewind, whatever you do, but make sure that you are again revising and you are jotting down the important points. Okay, second, what is expected from you all is that you maintain a copy. Okay, you maintain a copy slash worksheet. You maintain a copy slash worksheet. Okay, so worksheet slash copy from what point of view? Okay, so this worksheet or copy should be from two ends, should be from 2 points of view. Okay, number one, locations. Okay, locations are going to be of primary significance in this session. So locations, and number two, okay, interlinkage. Okay, number two, interlinkage. I will highlight you how you should make notes with regards to this in due course of time, but location and interlinkage, these two things you should especially focus on in this sessions. Okay, and the third thing that is expected from you all, okay, is practice. Practice of what? Of questions, okay, from mains end, okay, and also MCQs from prelims end, from prelims end. Okay, so please make sure that you are also doing this. Okay, in due course of time, I will be giving you some MCQ objectives. I will also be giving you some assignments as homework, so you can post those answers, you can post those summaries that you have made on the group itself. I can give you some good evaluations with regards to that, and eventually we will also try to include very good coverage of previous year's questions too, and we will have some exclusive topics, exclusive sessions with regards to what questions can UPSC ask in this discipline. Okay, so that will be a very high level discussion, but I think that it will give you immense joy that we are predicting what questions can come in UPSC. And believe me, trust me, okay, experience of having more than 8+ years, I have taught optionals. So if you go by my logic, if you go by my knowledge, so we can predict roughly 50% questions in prelims as well as mains. Okay, so we will do that. This being an open-ended session, so I'm saying live it on camera, but we can. Okay, you just have to catch the headwinds. You just have to catch the wind direction where the civil services examination is going. And in geography, it's rather easy because geography, being an interconnected discipline, being a modern day scientific discipline, so most of its questions are related to what is happening in the present year and in the past year. So it will be a wonderful journey with all of you. So this three things are expected from you. So coverage done, expected done. Okay. Now, the most important thing, what will be the flow of topics? Okay, flow. What flow I will be maintaining primarily in the sessions? Okay, so the flow will be like this. So, primarily in our first 8 to 15 sessions, okay, I will be covering with you all the basics. Okay, basics which I will be needing. Then from around 15 to, let's say, 30 or 35 lecture numbers, okay, lecture numbers, we will analyze maps. Okay, we will do maps, primarily analyze those maps. Okay, analyze those maps. We will be focusing on current affairs. We will be focusing on current affairs. Okay, and we will also be focusing on interlinkage. Okay, this word I'm reiterating for, I guess, seventh or eighth time today, because I want you all to imbibe this word in your bloodstream. Okay, interlinkage is the key in learning geography. This word you should never forget ever. Okay, and the remaining lectures, we will be exclusively covering current affairs. We'll be exclusively covering current affairs, and we'll be exclusively doing questions. Okay, questions. So this will be my flow in this sessions. Okay, so those of you who are preparing for 2024, okay, those who are preparing for 2025, okay, this sessions, I give you my personal guarantee that this sessions will help you in scoring. These sessions will help you in scoring approximately 15 to 20 marks in prelims. And dare I say, these sessions will help you in scoring at least 200 marks in mains. At least 200 marks in mains. Uh, Guys, see, you all are preparing for civil service examination. So your immediate goal should be focused on marks. Whatever you are learning, whatever you are seeing on any platform, you should not waste your time behind the content which UPSC will never ask. Okay. So my role primarily is to give you such content which I feel which is translated in your mains and your prelims directly. Okay. So please make sure that you utilize these sessions exclusively for marks and you are not just sitting over here. Okay, let's open up and just watch some lectures. No, don't fall for this gimmick that these sessions are going to be very lucid sessions, very boring kind of sessions. No, I am a very intense faculty, and in due course of time, I will be going into the depths of analysis. So you may feel that sometimes the things are not going good, but just hold and just keep on working hard, because consistency is the key in civil service examination and in understanding geography too. Because primarily everyone feels that geography is easy, but once you start reading geography, once you start understanding geography, then the things change. Okay, so please make sure that you all bear with me till the end. Okay, okay, so I have discussed the coverage, I have discussed the expectations from your end, and I have also discussed the flow of this. So let's formally begin the journey entitled geography through maps. Okay, So now I formally welcome you all to this journey. So before I start this journey, I will be just giving you a small introduction as to what is geography. Okay, not in depth, but why this discipline has become my love, why this discipline has inspired me, that I have traveled the world, and how this discipline will help you in understanding yourself, your lifestyle, and why this discipline is so damn important in today's times. Okay, and why climate change, global warming, sustainable development, environmentalism, greening. Okay, everything is linked to geography. Okay, your lifestyle, okay, your dietary patterns, everything is influenced by geography. So you just need to first understand that how is this happening basically. Okay, so very crude example or very crude definition of geography. Okay, so if you see the word geography, okay, first of all, don't treat geography as a subject. Okay, don't treat geography as a subject. Okay, this is not a subject, guys. Okay, this is what? This is a discipline. Okay, this is a discipline. Okay, this is a discipline. Okay, now what's the difference between subject and discipline? Okay, any discipline will have three things. Any discipline will have the scope. Okay, what is the scope of discipline? Any discipline will have some context. Okay, and any discipline will have some methods, and it will have some tools which you have to master in due course of time. Okay, so we'll be focusing on scope, we will be focusing on context, and the methods and the tools in geography are nothing but maps. So, what's my goal with you all? First of all, I have to make you comfortable with the scope of geography. Second, I have to make you comfortable with the context of geography. And lastly, I will have to make you comfortable with the methodologies and tools which are being utilized in geography. And the most important method and a tool in geography is going to be maps. So if you just follow these lectures, you will all become geographers. Okay. So that should be your ultimate aim of this session. That okay, sir, we are all becoming geographers with you. Okay. So please treat geography from a discipline perspective, not from a subject perspective, because in subject there is only content. Okay, there are no scope, there are no methods, no techniques, but we have to focus on that primarily. Okay, so geography, if I tell you like what is geography basically, like what a discipline of geography is, and how that discipline is translated today, how that discipline is functioning in the 21st century. So you should all first be comfortable with the word geography. Okay. So if I cut the word geography, it is given in two formats. Okay. It is the first word is geoid, and the second word graphy, it translates to graphene. Okay. Graphene. Okay. The word geography was coined in 6th century BCE. Okay, by a Greek scholar, by a Greek scholar called as Eratosthenes, called as Eratosthenes. Okay, so according to him, geography or geoid slash graphene is nothing but the description of geoid. Graphene translates to description. Okay, and geoid is basically the shape of Earth. Okay. So what is geography basically? Geography is nothing but the description of Earth per se. So this was the first crude understanding of geography in the late 6th century BCE by the Greek scholars, because Greeks were some of the pioneering people in establishing geography as a discipline. So the word geography comes from geoid and graphene. Okay. So the shape of earth is basically what you are going to study eventually in this session. Okay, the shape of earth, the orientation of earth, the tilt of earth, if you understand these 3 4 parameters, your entire geography is taken care of. So please make sure that you never go outside this definition. That what is geography? Basically, geography is nothing but description of earth per se. Okay, there was some modification in this definition. There was some modification understanding of geography. Why? Because your life and my life. Okay, your life and you and me existing on this planet earth. Okay, you and me are primarily concerned with what, with the yours and mine interaction with the environment. And where this interaction is happening, is this interaction happening in the uppermost reaches of earth or in the lowermost reaches of earth? Dare I say, is your interaction happening with the outer space? Is your interaction happening with the outermost layer of atmosphere? No. Is your interaction happening with the deepest layer of earth core? No. So your and my interaction with the earth is happening where? Primarily on the surface of earth. Okay, so a very crude, or rather the most acceptable definition of geography was given in the years 1940, and there I say 1942, by the American School of Geography. And the most acceptable definition of geography is that geography is the study of is the study of surface of earth. Okay, is the study of surface of earth as as the home of man, as the home of man. Why? Because your and my interaction will be primarily be depending on the surface interactions which we all make with the environment. Okay, so you all guys should be focusing on what per se, if you want to study geography, how you are interacting with your environment. That's it. Okay, interacting means what? How your lifestyle is altering the environment, how the outside environment is altering your lifestyle, your age of mass consumption, how it is changing the outside ecology. That are the things which will be dealing primarily in geography. Okay, so geography per se, you should be primarily dealing with the surface of Earth, because we have not yet reached to the innermost layer of Earth, and our interaction with the atmosphere is merely around 100 kilometers maximum. Outside that, we are having space. Okay, outer space beyond 800,000 kilometers, which is of insignificance to us. Okay, so geography is primarily the study of surface of Earth as the home of man. Okay, even if I transcend to even more crude understanding of geography, so your interaction with the environment, your interaction with the Earth's surface, I can chalk out in 3 spheres. Okay, so if I'm chalking out the 3 spheres for you all, okay, so the first sphere, the second sphere, and the third sphere. Okay, so if I'm chalking out these 3 spheres for you all, okay, so the surface which you all sit on, the surface which you're all sitting today and listening to me on YouTube, seeing me on YouTube, dare I say, okay. I hope that none of you are only listening, but you're also watching. So the surface on which you are sitting, I can call this sphere as lithosphere. Okay, the surface on which we live, the surface on which we practice cultivation of land, agriculture. Okay, you and me fulfill our energy needs by agriculture, by doing farming. The sphere through which we all breathe. Okay, we have the biological processes of respiration and photosynthesis. So that sphere we call it as atmosphere. That sphere we call it as atmosphere. And the third sphere, and the third sphere, I've deliberately drawn this sphere as big because Earth is basically a blue planet. If you see Earth from the outer space, you will see Earth as a blue dot. Why? Because 75% of Earth's surface is basically oceanic waters. So the third sphere that you have is the hydrosphere. Okay, hydrosphere. And you and me, we all sit at the confluence of these three. And the confluence of these three, this is called as what? This is called as biosphere. Okay, I'm deliberately writing it in green. You and me, we deliberately, okay, I guess green is not visible, so I'm rubbing it. Okay. So you and me, we all primarily reside in the living space where you and me interact with the environment. So the third sphere is called as biosphere. Okay. So your understanding of geography should be limited to this sphere, but you understanding this, the confluence of these three spheres, which is biosphere. So you do need to understand lithosphere, you do need to understand atmosphere, and you do need to understand the hydrosphere. Okay, so the amalgamation of these three spheres will help you in understanding your interlinkage with the environment. And for doing this, I will be primarily using maps. So see how beautiful this journey is going to be, wherein I will be using maps for what? For making you understand your relationship with the environment, for making you understand the sphere which you all interact with the environment, which is the biosphere. Okay. So just make sure that your definition of geography is rock solid. Okay. So in geography per se, we will be focusing on three spheres, the confluence of these three spheres. So geography as a discipline, geography as a modern day scientific discipline is basically grouped into two parts. Okay. Okay. You have the first division as physical geography, and you have the another division that is human geography. Okay. Okay, human geography. Okay. In crude man's understanding, the physical geography is basically the three spheres which I highlighted to you just seconds before. And human geography is nothing but the confluence of these three spheres, that is biosphere. That is biosphere. Okay. You also have some things like economic geography. You have something called as diplomacy. You all have something like societal geography. So all of these are offshoots of geography. But geography as a discipline, you should focus on these two aspects: physical geography and human geography. So my aim with every one of you is that I will be making you extremely comfortable with understanding the interlinkage between the physical geography and the human geography through maps. Okay. So we will be understanding the interlinkage between the physical aspects of Earth and with the aspects wherein you all interact with the Earth via maps. So this maps will be my bridge because maps are nothing but the tools of geography. So using maps, I will be bridging the gap between these two aspects of geography. Okay. So I hope that this definition is clear to you all. The scope of geography is clear to you all, and how we are going to proceed with regards to geography. Okay. So now let's begin with something with regards to discussion of Earth, because the planet Earth is where you all live. We, including me, we all live. Not you, but me too. Okay. So first we need to understand the shape of Earth. First we need to understand what is Earth and how the Earth is positioned in the universe, so that we start understanding the different geophysical phenomenon on Earth. Okay. So if I ask you some tidbits, or if I point out some of the important tidbits of Earth. Okay, so Earth basically it's a blue planet. It's a blue planet. Why it's a blue planet? Because 75% of Earth's surface is covered by water. Okay, covered by water. Okay, Earth is one of the four is one of the four terrestrial planets terrestrial planets of the solar system. Okay, terrestrial planets means what? Okay, that Earth has a land surface. Earth has a land surface slash Earth has a rocky terrain. So you have Mercury, you have Venus, you have Earth, and you have Mars. These four are the terrestrial planets of solar system, and Earth is one of the four terrestrial planets of the solar system. Okay. The third thing, Earth basically is the densest planet. Earth is the densest planet of the solar system. Okay. Densest planet in the sense the specific density of Earth is between 5 to 5.5. Okay. So these are some of the important tidbits with regards to planet Earth, which you all should remember, which you all should never forget. Okay, they should be imbibed in your bloodstream per se. So Earth being a blue planet, 75% of Earth's surface is water. One of the four terrestrial planets of the solar system, wherein you have rocky terrain or a land surface to thrive on. And lastly, Earth is the densest planet of the solar system. And mind you, Earth is the only planet, Earth is the only planet yet discovered. I'm writing this in very bold letters, yet discovered, okay, where you find water, where you find water in all three forms. In all three forms. Okay. So you have water as ice, you have water as liquid water, and you have water as gaseous vapor. You have water as gaseous vapor. Okay, no other planet that we know as of today has water in all the three forms. Okay, so Earth is a very special planet. Okay, it has taken billions of years of evolution for the earth to make it habitable for each one of us. So we should thank the universe for our existence, because nowhere in the universe you find arrangement like this yet. Okay, we have not yet discovered, but in due course of time we do tend to discover, because it's human brain, the human ingenuity or the human curiosity which is pushing the limits of the discoveries. And in the last year only we launched the most ambitious project, the James Webb Telescope, wherein now we are having a working understanding of the beginning of the universe per se, like the Big Bang theory. Okay, so these are some important tidbits with regards to Earth. Now let us talk something with regards to the shape of Earth per se. Okay, the shape of Earth, how its shape is tilted, and how basically that affects your life on Earth per se. Okay, so if I'm drawing two shapes on the board, okay, this is shape number one, and this is shape number two. Okay, so this is shape number one, and this is shape number two. Okay, so if you see shape number one, it is perfectly circular. Shape number two is rather spherical, and it is bulging in the center. It is bulging. It is bulging in the center. Okay, and it is flattening at the poles. And it is flattening. And it is flattening at poles or at the extremities. Okay. So out of these two, which do you think is the shape of Earth? Okay. The answer is shape number two. Okay. Earth is not circular. Earth is not like a ball. Okay. Earth is spherical in shape, but the spherical shape of Earth is not perfectly sphere. It is rather bulging at the equator, and it is flattening at the poles per se. Okay. So Because of this, okay, gravity tends to vary on Earth. Okay, with the distance from the center of Earth, gravity tends to vary, and this bulging and this flattening shape is responsible for some of the very potent geophysical phenomena on Earth, which I will be highlighting you in due course of time. Okay, so please make sure that you are comfortable with this aspect, that the Earth is spherical, it is bulging in the center, and it is flattening at the poles. Earth is not circular at all. Okay. Now, if I move the discussions ahead with you all, so the Earth being spherical, the Earth being bulging in the center and flattening at the poles per se, like this. Okay. Is the Earth's axis straight? The answer is no. The Earth's axis is not straight. Okay. The Earth's axis is not like this. Okay. The Earth's axis is not like this. It's not a straight line per se. Rather, the Earth's axis is tilted. Rather, the Earth's axis is tilted like this. Okay. Okay. Earth is not in a straight line axis, it is in a tilt line axis. And the tilt of this axis is around 23 and half degrees. Okay. And this axis points to the North Star. And this axis points to the North Star. Okay. And mind you, this tilt is not constant. Okay, this tilt varies. Okay, in due course of time, I'll be highlighting you how this tilt varies. This tilt is not constant. It does vary in around 40 to 50,000 years cycle, and Earth's tilt can move between 20 degree to 25 degrees. Okay, so but for your lifespan, for generations to come, you can consider the tilt of Earth as 23 and half degrees. So mind you, the Earth's sphere is not in a straight line axis, it is in a tilt line axis. So now, if I'm drawing the exact shape and tilt of Earth, it is somewhat like this. Okay, so this is the shape of Earth, and this is the tilt of Earth. And this is the tilt of Earth. So the Earth is oriented like this. Okay. Now, because of this, what happens? Because of this shape and because of this tilt, you have what? You have variations in the insolation received from the sun. Okay. I'm moving to the last part discussions of today's lecture. So just bear with me for a few moments. Okay. So how this tilt affects the insolation received on Earth, or how this tilt is basically affecting you and me, we are residing on the Earth. Okay. So if I just move discussions a little bit ahead. Okay. So for our sake of understanding, for our sake of um, understanding how our life on Earth varies with regards to different places on Earth. So we have divided Earth into series of latitudes. Rather, there's a parallels of latitudes and parallels of longitude. Okay. So there was a World Meridian Conference in the late 1880s. In that, it was decided that they will divide the Earth into parallels of latitude and parallels of longitude. So the parallels of latitude were the parallels of latitude were marked from 0 degree to 90 degrees north and south, and the parallels of longitude were marked from 0 degree to 180 degree east and west. Okay, so basically on Earth we do have four spheres. We have the northern hemisphere, we have the southern hemisphere, we have the eastern hemisphere, and we have the western hemisphere. Okay, the north south divide, the line dividing the north and south sphere, it was called as the equator. It was called as the equator, and line dividing the east and west, it was called as the prime meridian. The prime meridian. The prime meridian, it basically passes through Greenwich in London. It basically passes through Greenwich in London. Okay. So let's now just focus on the latitude aspect for today. So for you to understanding how the insolation received on Earth varies with respect to the sun, so we will just paint a picture as to how the intensity received on Earth will vary from equator towards the poles per se. Okay, so let's move to that discussion. I'm just reiterating whatever we have discussed up till now. The Earth's shape is not spherical, sorry, it's not circular, it's rather spherical. It is bulging at the center and it is flattening at the poles. The Earth's axis is not straight, it is tilted. The tilt is around 23.5 degrees. For our understanding or for our advantage, for our convenience, we have divided the Earth into parallels of latitude and parallels of longitude. Okay, latitudes vary from 0 degree to 90 degree north and south, and the longitudes vary from 0 degree to 1 degree east and west. Okay. So the latitude which divides the global north from the global south, it is called as equator. So for our sake of understanding, I'm drawing the equator like line through the center of the earth like this, and the line is somewhat like this. So for our reference, let us consider this line as the equator. This is equator. Okay. The entire hemisphere to this, it is called as northern hemisphere. The entire hemisphere to the south, it is called as southern hemisphere. This point, it is called as 90 degree north. It is also called as the North Pole. This point, it is called as 90 degrees south. 90 degrees south, it is called as South Pole. Okay. So North Pole, Peary Point, South Pole, Embarrassment Point. Okay, the discoverers of North and South Pole per se. Okay, so if I just want to highlight that how sun's received will vary from equator towards the poles per se. So if I'm drawing the sun over here, okay, this is, let's just imagine that this is the sun over here. This is our sun god. The life on earth is possible because of the sun itself, because on the sun you are having nuclear fusion reaction. Because of that, electromagnetic radiation is emitted out, so we have energy received on earth, and this energy is responsible for photosynthesis. We have the biological processes of photosynthesis, and because of photosynthesis we fulfill our energy requirements. So sun is pivotal source of energy, the primary source of energy on earth per se. So if I'm drawing the energy received on earth from the sun, just focus on the board for a moment properly. So if I focus on the equator, the sun's rays, they fall perpendicularly. As we move away from equator towards the poles, as we move away from equator towards the poles, okay. So if you see this angle, okay, this is exactly 90 degree. After that, this angle, it starts to so this angle is exactly 90 degree. After that, this angle, it starts becoming slant. So let us say this is angle A, this is angle B, this is angle C, this is angle D, and this is angle E. Okay. So clearly from the diagram, it is visible that angle A is greater than angle B, is greater than angle C, is greater than angle D, and it is greater than angle E. Angle A being exactly perpendicular, whereas angle E being very slant or very acute. Okay. So what does this mean? This means that as we move away from equator towards the poles, the variation of sunlight received on earth, it rather varies. Okay, the sun's rays have to travel a greater distance. So let's say I'm giving this distance as A, this distance as B, as distance as C, this distance as D, and this distance as E. So A is less than B, is less than C, is less than D, is less than E. Okay, E being the highest distance. So as the sun's rays have to travel through a greater distance, this greater distance means that you will have more energy dispersion, because the sun's rays will have to travel through more amount of atmosphere, and also the angle is very slant, the angle is very acute. So because of this, the intensity received from equator towards the poles, it decreases. So in general, if you are on equator, you will be getting the maximum burn through of the sun. Okay, and in the next lecture, I will be highlighting that the position of equator with respect to the sun is fixed. So on equator, anywhere throughout the year, 24/7, the sun's rays will always fall perpendicular. 24/7 roughly means 12 hours a day. The sun's rays will fall perpendicularly. As we move from equator towards the poles per se, the energy received becomes less because of the more dispersion, and this is one of the important reason in variations of season. This is one of the important reasons in the global temperature and precipitation distribution per se. Okay, so for today, just remember two or three things which I've discussed with you. I'm just quickly reiterating whatever we discussed today. Today I introduced you to a thing called as geography. What is geography basically? Geography is nothing but the description of geoid shape of Earth. Okay, graphene and geoid. It was coined by a Greek scholar, Eratosthenes, in 6th century BCE. The most acceptable definition of geography as of today is given in the 1940s by the American School of Geography. Geography is nothing but the study of surface of Earth as the home of man. Okay, because your life and my life is primarily interlinked with the interaction which we have with the outside environment. So the understanding of spheres of Earth is very important. You have the lithosphere, the surface on which you and me both sit. We have the atmosphere, wherein you and me breathe. We have the biological processes of respiration and photosynthesis. Third, the hydrosphere. Okay, majority of the Earth's life forms, majority of the Earth's surface is water, Earth being a blue planet. So, and the confluence of these three spheres is the biosphere where you and me interact. Okay, Earth, the densest planet of solar system, the only planet wherein you have water existing in all the three forms. Earth being one of the four terrestrial planets of the solar system. The shape of the Earth is not circular, the shape of the Earth is spherical. It is bulging in the center and it is flattening at the poles. Because of this, you do have variations in the gravitational force on the Earth, and this spherical shape is not oriented perfectly north south. It's not oriented perfectly 90 degrees with the vertical, it is rather tilted. The tilt is around 23.5 degrees. Okay, and this tilt is not constant, it varies between 20 degree to 25 degree. Okay, and this variation is roughly between 40,000 to 50,000 years, but for our lifespan we can consider this tilt to be constant. Okay, I don't think anybody including me will be going for more than 100 200 years. Let's We don't know where life takes us in the era of artificial intelligence, whether we keep our mind alive for generations to come, but God knows what we have. Temporary, we should only consider sun as the god of earth, because sun being the primary source of energy on earth. So for our understanding, we have divided the earth into parallels of latitude and parallels of longitude. Okay, uh, the global north and the global south, the global east and the global west. So the 0 degree latitude, it is called as equator. It separates the northern hemisphere from the southern hemisphere. This was done in the World Meridian Conference per se, and it was basically for our understanding of Earth as a planet, for making our life convenience so that we can travel, we can use cartographic tools, we can draw maps, and because of that only we were having stupendous innovations in the field of modern day navigation, and that are all because of that conference, that today you all can enjoy thing called as Google Maps on your phones. Okay, so if we see this diagram, the sun's energy, it falls perpendicularly on the equator. After that, the energy starts to fall at a slant angle, and as the sun's rays have to travel through a greater atmosphere while reaching the poles, the energy dissipation becomes less, so the energy received, it decreases from equator towards the poles. So you can say that equatorial regions are the one of the most hottest regions of the world, whereas poles are by and large colder than the equator. So temperature will decrease from equator towards the poles as a general trend. And because of variations in temperature, you will also have variations in the precipitation too. Okay. So this is the summary of today's lecture that I introduced you today. Tomorrow onwards, we will continue this journey. We'll be focusing on very small incremental tidbits. So basically, 10 to 15 lectures will make up a very good workflow, and then we'll start discussing the maps. It's not that I will not be introducing you to maps in these lectures. We will move ahead slowly, 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 and slowly we'll pick up the pace. So I hope and I sincerely pray that you will all bear with me till the end of the sessions. You can connect with me. I'm again rewriting my name on the board. My name is Pritesh Maturkar. Okay. You can reach out to me on Telegram. Okay. The channel where I post up all the current affairs, where I post up the relevant materials for geography, it is called as Geography by Pritesh Sir. Okay. Geography by Pritesh Sir. You can follow that channel. Okay. You can do a global telegram search via geography underscore PN. You can join this being an open channel, and you can also connect me on Telegram via private messages. I will be happy to solve all of your queries. So from tomorrow onwards, we will move on to even more interactive things with regards to the shape and orientation of Earth and its position in the universe and its orbit around the sun. So we will be stopping over here. Just make sure that whatever I'm dealing with you all in due course of time, you all are summarizing it very properly. You all are revising, and the coverage I've already explained. So you can follow those reference materials too. And it's my promise with you all that if you just bear with me, I will take care of roughly 15 to 20 marks in prelims and roughly 100 to 200 marks in mains. And if essay comes in your purview, we will expand that scope to around 400 to 300 marks too. Okay. So thank you on the behalf of Study IQ. I sincerely hope that you will all enjoy these sessions and we'll meet tomorrow same time. Okay. So these sessions will be continuous, sharp at 5 p.m. Okay. Thank you all.